Hello guys, yes, I am starting another video in my car. I decided to get out of the house today because I need to do a little bit of yarn shopping, and as you guys know, for the past week and a half I have been stuck at home, so I'm having a good amount of anxiety today, and I figured, you know what better way to cure my worries and my anxiety than to go yarn shopping. So I figured while I'm here looking around for some summer yarn for an upcoming tutorial, that I would do my best to recommend some more summertime affordable yarns for you guys. You all really loved my latest video where I went to Joann's and just recommended some cotton style yarn. So now today we are currently parked outside of Michael's. Let's go on inside, see what type of beautiful cotton fibers I can recommend to you guys, and pick up some new yarn. All right, so browsing through Michael's, the first cake of yarn that I came across is this Caron Latte cakes. Now, as you guys can see, this has a really crazy, fluffy, almost faux mohair nature, and this is actually consisting of acrylic and nylon. So although I wouldn't really classify this as a summer type of yarn, because it is on sale right now, I definitely recommend picking up some of this latte cakes because the acrylic is definitely going to keep you nice and snugly warm in the fall months. But again, pretty rare that you find something that has so much texture and fluff, and I really loved the feel of this one. Next up is this Caron cotton cakes. Now, I actually went ahead and picked up one of these for a previous tutorial that I'm currently working on, but I love the composition of this because it's 60% cotton and 40% acrylic. Now, we all know that cotton is very lightweight and breathable, but with that extra mixture of acrylic in there, it actually has a really soft touch to it. And I also like this because I believe it's labeled as a number 3 DK weight yarn. With this cotton acrylic blend, it's pretty much going to be your multi-seasonal type of fiber. Again, you can wear this in the dead of summer, in spring, and even as it starts to cool off a little bit and get a little bit more chilly, that acrylic is going to keep you toasty warm. So it's like the perfect balance of fibers. I would really recommend the cotton cakes. I have fallen in love with this. Now, another really great multi-seasonal type of fiber that I wanted to mention to you guys is this Loops and Thread Baby Rainbow. If you guys remember, I actually picked this up and used it for a knitted bralette tutorial. And when I tell you guys, this stuff feels so creamy, so buttery smooth. And in my experience, the 100% polyester fibers are actually very breathable and lightweight on the skin. This has a super gorgeous drape, and you can use it for pretty much any project. It'd be great for baby hats, scarves, blankets, or again, even some knitted bralettes. I would love to make a cardigan out of this stuff. It feels so amazing. Do not underestimate your polyester yarns. So I actually happened across this Loops and Thread Capri Tencel yarn. Now, this is a very unique fiber because you don't typically find this in stores, but as the name suggests, this is actually made of 100% Tencel. Now, Tencel is really great because not only is it extremely lightweight and drapey, but it has a really great breathability and durability, so you can pretty much make anything out of this. It's a very universal type of yarn, and although it's labeled as a number 3 DK weight yarn, I would definitely have to say that this runs more towards a sport weight, but again, a really great alternative to cotton, perfect for summer or pretty much any other season. I really do love the feel of this yarn, and again, pretty darn affordable. All right, this is actually the yarn that I came to Michael's for today. This is the Loops and Thread Cream Cotton. Now, I most definitely had to give this cream cotton yarn a huge shout out because it has quickly become one of my most favorite summer yarns. This cream cotton yarn has a blend of 87% cotton mixed in with 13% nylon. Now, I love adding nylon to my fibers just because they add an extra touch of durability, but usually cotton yarns are not the softest. But I have noticed that with this cream cotton yarn, it definitely feels creamy and buttery smooth. This is pretty much like the perfect blend of summer fibers, and I would genuinely make pretty much anything out of this yarn. You definitely have to get your hands on this. This is pretty much like my #1 summer pick. And on top of that, look how many gorgeous shades they have. If I'm not mistaken, I think that this is actually a chain construction, but it's kind of hard to tell because it does have this slight bit of fluffiness to it, as you guys can see. But again, they have really great color options for fall, for spring, for summer. Pretty much everything is covered. Definitely has the name Creamy for a reason. Another really great summer type of fiber is this Premier Cotton Fair. Now, I really loved the look and the feel of this Cotton Fair yarn, especially because it has a really gorgeous blend of acrylic and cotton. And in case you guys didn't know, cotton on its own does not typically have a lot of stretch or give. So by blending in this acrylic to the cotton, it's allowing for a little bit more of stretch and durability. But again, really great for like a multi-seasonal or trans-seasonal type of fiber. They had a really gorgeous selection of colorways as well. They've got the pastels, they've got the darker, more fall colors, pretty much anything your heart desires. Now, the only thing I wanted to know about this yarn is that it is labeled as a #2 sport weight yarn, but it does kind of lend a little bit more to a heavier, lightweight fingering type of yarn. So if you guys wanted to crochet with this, you would probably have to double or even triple strand with this, but nonetheless, really great color selection, and you can't really beat a cotton acrylic mix. So this isn't really a summertime recommendation because I believe this is a 100% acrylic yarn. But I just had to show this off to you guys really quickly because you guys know I'm a big fan of loops and thread. Now this is their Impeccable Speckle yarn. Like I said, this is 100% acrylic. And again, pretty much your enemy for summertime, but just look at this colorway. I think these like really tonal speckles are so gorgeous. It looks like it would be a summer yarn just because of the actual colorway itself, but yeah, I want to save this recommendation for like fall type of yarns because they've got some really stunning colors. Like even this right here, I'm not the biggest fan of stripes, but again, this is a 100% acrylic yarn and it looks like it would be a summer colorway, but definitely not great for summertime. It's gonna make you really, really sweaty, but don't underestimate the loops and thread yarns. They are really great quality. Like even this yarn, this is the Craft Smart Value yarn, another great brand that I've raved about before. Highly underrated, and again, this is a 100% acrylic yarn, so not really a summertime recommendation, but again, they're starting to get ready for fall because just look at these shades. This is screaming warm, chilly, cozy fall, so I'm gonna save this for a fall recommendation, but really stunning colors. They also have this other colorway. Again, this is the Craft Smart Value yarn, but just like look at this shade. So stunning. So keep your eyes peeled. Like it's always a great idea to stock up on yarns now, especially when there's like clearance sales in the middle of summer. Get your fall yarns now. That way you're not paying full price later on. Now, I know guys, this isn't technically a summer type of fiber, but I wanted to give this a shout out because I've had my eyes on it for so long. This is the Loops and Thread Woolike. This has a really interesting blend of fibers as well, not something that I would typically find at Michael's and Joann's. Now, this is actually an 85% acrylic yarn mixed in with 15% nylon. Now, we all know acrylic is pretty much like your faux wool type of yarn. It's going to keep you very, very warm and toasty. But with that blend of nylon in there, it's going to give it a little bit more durability and a little bit more stretch. This stuff feels so nice. I had to get my hands on it, and it is currently on clearance for $1, so I had to pick some up. And I believe this is also labeled as a #1 lace weight super fine yarn, so make sure that you guys are double or triple stranding with this. All right, so you guys know I have to take a moment to address the Lily's Sugar and Cream Cotton Fiber. Now, if you guys know me, you know that I am not a big fan of this type of fiber. I know a lot of you guys rave about it, so I did want to give a shout out here for this video. The Lily Sugar and Cream, of course, is a 100% cotton type of fiber, and to be honest with you guys, it is pretty rough for my hands. I don't typically enjoy this for clothing, but if you guys are looking to make bags, accessories, hats, home decor, anything of the sort that is not technically a wearable, I would highly recommend this yarn. It is very, very strong, almost too strong. And again, it's 100% cotton, so it doesn't have a lot of stretch. Now, when it comes to clothing, I definitely would not make anything with the Lily Sugar and Cream. It's just a little bit too rough and scratchy for my liking. And when I crochet with it, it does give me a little bit of rug burn on the fingers, which is why I wanted to take a second to address the Premier Home cotton yarn. Now, it has the same composition as the Lily Sugar and Cream. It's actually 85% recycled cotton mixed in with 15% regular cotton, but this stuff feels so buttery in comparison to the Sugar and Cream. I really, really love the feel of this, and I feel like this type of yarn is going to have a little bit better drape and just a little bit more stretch than the Sugar and Cream. They have really gorgeous speckled shades as well as tonal and even like washed burnout type of looking fibers. So I really love the selection that they had in store. And to make it all the better, this Premier cotton yarn is actually the same exact price as the Lily Sugar and Cream. So if I had to say so myself, I would definitely go for the Premier Home over the Sugar and Cream. But again, whatever you guys prefer, it's definitely up to you. And now here for the last and final summer yarn fiber suggestion is this Loops and Thread Macrame color yarn. Now, this is originally like $12, but it's currently marked at $7. So go pick it up just on that. And again, I believe this is a 100% cotton type of fiber. But if you guys are looking to make any kind of macrame projects, this stuff is so bulky and so thick, you could definitely get your project done super, super quick. I believe it's also labeled as a number 7 jumbo type of yarn. And again, for cotton yarn, it feels pretty darn good. It's not as scruffy as all the other macrame type of fibers out there. So go pick this up as well for summertime. All right, I just got home from Michael's, and of course your girl left with a little sum. Like I told you guys at the beginning of this video, I did have to shop around for some really great summer yarn that I want to put together for a knitting tutorial. So the yarn that I decided to pick up is this super gorgeous Loops and Thread, and this is the Cream cotton. Now, I'm a huge fan of this yarn. As you guys can tell, this is a super gorgeous deep burnt orange shade. If you guys are into like the higher quality yarns, then you'll know that if you have a little bit of nylon mixed into your base fiber, it actually adds a little bit of like elasticity and like stretch to your yarn. And as you guys know, with crochet, when you stretch something out, it doesn't always shrink back up to size. So that's why I'm really excited to dive into using this. Although this is only 87% cotton, it feels extremely creamy. It's very plush and soft to the touch. Probably the softest cotton yarn I've ever put my hands on, and I highly want to recommend this to you guys. Now, the only other yarn that I picked up, and you guys are gonna kill me again, this is not really a summertime yarn, but I had to pick this up. This is the Loops and Thread Woolike yarn. Now, I've had my eye on this for quite a while. The interesting thing about this Woolike yarn is that it's first and foremost, it's a number 1 super fine yarn. So this stuff is definitely like fingering weight. It's almost lace weight. As you guys can tell, it's extremely thin. But again, this is another really buttery, smooth yarn. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that this is 85% acrylic and 15% nylon. So again, not really summertime because this is an acrylic base fiber, but As you guys just heard me say, this does have the 15% nylon. So again, whatever I end up making with this yarn, it's gonna have a little bit of elasticity, a little bit of stretch. And as you guys have probably noticed here on my channel, I'm starting to really enjoy the mixed fiber collaborations. So I don't really like picking out yarns that are just 100% this or 100% that. I do like a nice blend of fibers. And when the cashier scanned this bad boy, they were each $1. $1. Like, how could I not spend the money on it? And yeah, that's going to wrap up my affordable yarns for summer at Michael's. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I have got to get going because my battery is about to die and I'm about to run out of memory. So, you know, life of a YouTuber, but thank you guys so much for joining me today. I love you guys so much. I'll be talking to you all very, very soon. And don't forget, the chain 2 never counts as a stitch. Ever. Don't forget it. Love you guys. Bye.